Chafing Armor, Descent into the Demon Webs, Part 2. Welcome back. I am your demonic host, Michael Corley, and with me tonight is Riley. Riley, tell us who you will be playing.
Hi, I'm Riley, and I'm playing Elenora Dawn, lady-in-waiting to the summer court of Queen Tiana till it fell, and now dedicated to returning it to its former glory.
I love it. And also with me tonight is James. James, tell us who you will be playing.
Hello, everyone. I am James, and I am playing Gan, the black scale fighter warlock who is beholden to powers unknown.
And also with us tonight is Dare. Dare, tell us who you will be playing.
Howdy, y'all. Tonight I am playing Gronk of Grumpsh, the somewhat half-orc cleric of Grumpsh and St. Cuthbert, who has a thirst for vengeance.
Beautiful. This is a special mini episodes between the two plot lines of Chafing Armor. So get buckled in for madness. When we last left the players, they had met in an inn in a small village called Ember Fall, out in the outskirts of the Hyborian Plains. There, they encountered strange creatures, doppelgangers, who had powers more than the average doppelganger. After defeating an especially large one and taking it to the lime pits, you, Gan, made a discovery that platinum on this creature was stamped with the visage of Loth, the Spider Queen. And you hear a voice behind you, Gan. A voice calling out to you. Gan?
Who is it?
You turn, or I assume you turn.
I turn.
And you... and there standing is Eolith. Eolith is the bar maiden of the Horse Siren Inn, and who was originally coming to drag this creature to the lime pits. She is staring at you and looking down at the pit, and she is saying, "Is everything okay? Are you all right?"
I'm fine. This one isn't. It's a dirty, shape-shifting monster that needs to be disposed of.
Oh, well, if you need any healing or anything, I'm not a cleric or anything, but I do have some small skill with a bandage.
I remain untouched. I'm fine.
And she takes just a half step back, but her interest in you is piqued, shall we say? And then you hear a voice behind her. Eolith, there's another bar guy just threw up, and it's Jackson, one of the young men that y'all saved by defeating the doppelgangers. Behind him is coming Gwendolyn, who seems to be following after him. You don't know whether she has business or if she's just trying to get out of doing work at the bar. But now you have a small audience behind you. That is the moment, Gronk, when you sense evil. It hits you like a wave. Boom. And for a moment, Gronk, you see the single eye of one of your patron. You have two patrons, don't you, Gronk?
Gronk does have two patrons. He was rescued from slavery by paladins of St. Cuthbert, but Grumpsh has sunk his claws into him to get vengeance.
Exactly. And you see the single eye of Grumpsh, and it squints down and narrows. And there's something else, though. There's something wrong with this vision. There's something superimposed over the image of Grumpsh. A single eye looking over the single eye. And you feel like a tremor in the Feywild running through this land. Elenora, something unnatural, something aberrant that is tremoring through the land, and a cold wind that is not made of wind blows through you, and for a moment you can smell the rotting vegetation of some places of the Feywilds. And that's when the lime pit begins to collapse in upon itself. And several things begin to happen at once. Tentacles come flying out from the pit. Also, a creature begins to rise out of the pit. As the pit falls away, you can see, even in this brief moment, really just you, Gan, looking down, you can see there is a dense network of passages down below that you catch image of. Do you have dark vision?
I do. I have Devil's Sight. It lets me see in the darkness 120 feet.
Yes, so you can actually very clearly see down in there. There is like a catacomb of crisscrossing tunnels going through. But just for the briefest moment, as this lie pit is just collapsing in on itself, you see body after body falling into it, refuse, garbage, and something is rising up out of it. We are about to go to initiative, but before we do that, this thing comes up, and you all recognize you other two, Elenor and Gronk. You were starting to go back inside to reconnoiter, perhaps get a drink, perhaps find out what's going on and how you are all connected. When this thing comes rising out of the pit, it looks superficially like a doppelganger. However, where its face should be is a giant, slowly pulsing eye.
Ugh.
Just like it's almost vibrating. And where its arms should be are, each one has 7 tentacles, and at the end of each tentacle is something. It's like a cross between a claw and like a fleshy appendage, like imagine like a hand that didn't form properly. It doesn't look natural. It doesn't look intentional. It looks malformed. This thing is over 20 feet tall as it rises up. And even though it has no mouth, it lets forth this thing which you all recognize as a psychic scream. Not the spell psychic scream, as a... and we are about, at this moment, a tentacle wraps around Eolith, the barmaid. A tentacle wraps around Jackson. A tentacle wraps around Gwendolyn. And each of them is flung off their feet and up into the air. Each of them is clearly in imminent danger. And that's when something happens. Lee! I want you to tell me what happens next.
Well, from below, behind this creature, a shadow, quite literally a shadow, just kind of rockets up into the air about 20 feet above, and then proceeds to literally dive bomb this creature. And attacks it.
So we are out of initiative right now. So what happens?
So this is technically an ambush and a sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long, dice. Come on, let's do this.
Don't betray me, my dice.
So the fun part is Corvus has improved initiative on his daggers. Mm-hmm. Meaning anything from a 17 to a 20 is a critical. And I've just rolled an 18. So the first attack, unfortunately it is a dagger. That's a 4. So we multiply that by 2, which is 8. Add on the sneak attack damage. Wait, hold on. We had strength too, right? Oh wait, no. I had dexterity.
Yeah.
Finesse.
Because I have finesse too. So that's 9. So yeah, 9 times 2. That's 18 on the first hit. Plus my sneak attack, which is 8d6 for Jesus. I'm going to roll these individually because that just feels like cheating otherwise. Okay, I rolled a 5, a 4, and a 3. If someone with math can actually do that for me, please. I need to roll this another
12.
5 times.
12.
So that's a 1. That's a 3. 3 more times. That's a 5.
21.
That's a 2. Last one. 5.
28.
So that's that. Plus my ambush, which is 2d6 and stacks with sneak attacks.
But wait! There's more!
That's a 5. And that's a 6. So 11 on top of the 28, or whatever it was before, on top of the 18.
I'm not keeping track of all of this, so I hope you're counting.
56.
And that's
56.
that's my first attack. I have 2 more.
Amazing.
Oh, you lucked out. 16
To hit?
to hit?
The armor class? 16 will not hit, no.
And 18, which is an automatic critical.
And that will hit.
So yeah, we do it all over again.
Well, you don't get another sneak attack, right?
No, I don't. But I do get the ambush because it is still technically an ambush. Times 2, 16 plus 2d6. 18 plus 12, 30. 30?
30. It's
30.
30.
So it's 30 damage. So it's 30 damage. So all up, that's 100 and something or 80 something. I don't remember how many damage I've done. I wasn't keeping track.
It's 86 total.
So yeah, 86 damage.
86 damage on your first attack before we even get into initiative. So what I want you to do, Lee, is describe to me what it looks like when you inflict 86 damage on this 20-foot tall doppelganger mutated thing as you come diving down. What does that look like?
Corvus just kind of... He just brings the dagger down, like in your classic kind of two-hand... Well, actually, no, one-hand overhand stab directly into the middle of its head, or what he thinks is its head. What he's identified as he believes might be its head. The closest thing on his downward trajectory, which in general tends to be the head, but who knows? And just kind of drags it all the way down back to the ground through the body. Not even looking. Yeah. He's doing it like basically behind, sort of using it to like slow his fall as he lands back on the ground in front of the creature, and then just kind of pulls the dagger out, flicks it around to wipe off any gore, and then casually wipes it on his dedicated little thigh cloth before slipping it in one smooth action back into its holster or its scabbard.
I love everything about that, and that is how. Welcome, Lee. I specifically did not introduce you. Tell everyone who you will be playing tonight.
Well, as we've heard, I am playing still Corvus Dragonchoked, a were-raven of some disrepute, shall we say? Especially now.
Yeah, he is still. What was that path you chose right towards the end?
He's an outlaw of the Crimson Reaches.
Yeah, he is currently an outlaw, and things have definitely happened in the last 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Now I have something very important I need to tell everyone. I need everyone to roll for initiative. And I gotta tell you guys, need to roll good, because he rolled pretty good.
I'm using my tiny dice.
Your tiny, I love your tiny dice. I love them so much. I used to have tiny 6-sided dice. So let's start with someone who has a high initiative. Well, you all have good initiatives, but Dragonchoked, what did you get?
28.
28. That is higher than the villain. And for Gan, what did you get?
24.
24 is also higher. And Elenora.
19.
19 for Elenora.
Ooh, not higher.
And Gronk. Not higher. Nope, not higher. Gronk.
I got a 19 also. And I believe Elenora has a higher dexterity, so I will be taking up
Gronk
last.
there. And I'm calling this the doppelganger. Got a 22.
How tall is it?
That will. It is just. It's about 22 feet tall.
Fun.
So it is large.
We fought bigger.
Yeah.
Well, I fought bigger.
Yeah. You haven't seen this thing attack yet.
I haven't seen these guys fight either, so who knows? I guess all of us have seen bigger.
So this is very important. Very briefly, as each of you go, I want you to briefly describe what your character looks like and what weapon you're using before you attack. So let's start with Corvus. Just for any of the listeners who might not have heard of Corvus or anything that's changed, let them know briefly, what do we see when we see Corvus, and then what are you going to do?
Okay, well, for listeners, Corvus is he's a were-raven, but currently he's in his humanoid form. But anyone looking at him, something's off. There's a chilliness coming from him that hasn't been there before for previous listeners. He's a changed man. A lot has happened in the last 2 years. For one, he has longer hair, but there is a significantly long white streak in it that runs from his eyebrow, which is also white, all the way down to the end of his hair. Basically, it's a big, long white streak. Something has literally put the fear into him in the past. There is a scar also, multiple scars along his face. It doesn't look like he can smile anymore. And he just generally looks a little worse for wear, but seems to have come out of that whole thing much more experienced, much more efficient at his job. He's very good at what he does, and what he does isn't very nice. But yeah, he just kind of turns and jumps with and climbs the giant to get back up to the head.
I love this. I would like to get a quick skill check with you. It actually doesn't need to be super high, but I would like to get a climb from you.
I'm sure I can manage that.
I'm sure you can manage, you roguey, you.
Oh, it's actually going to be pretty close. Skill mod. Oh, it's 10, so
Sure.
24.
Done. 24. Okay, yeah, that is more than enough. As your dungeon master pulls up the skill list, so he doesn't start randomly quoting 5e things again. Okay, so there, yeah, you do that, and what is your attack?
Well, my climb speed isn't very fast, so that's going to be my entire round.
Okay. You up the thing. Its body feels rubbery, and it's like calamari, but it's not really slimy, but it's like this very dense. You could tell that it comes by its armor class naturally, shall we say? As you scale up this body, it does not feel right in any way, shape, or form. But that will actually bring it to Gan. Gan, please give us a quick description of your character and what weapon you're using before you attack.
Okay. As Gan prepares himself by tossing the remains of the doppelganger into the pit, he stands there with a shaved head, just stubble on the top of his head because hair gets in the way of vengeance. He wears a darkened mithril plate that would shine if it were not so gloomy. He is just kind of the image of gloom. No one in this group recognizes Gan, even Corvus, because he was not around at the time. But Gan was the black scaled spell scale that Penton had saved so long ago. And he has since taken on a quest for vengeance against Lulf for killing so many of his people. So he gets up from one knee after tossing the doppelganger aside. He floats gently up off the ground and makes a beeline straight for the creature's eye, all the while manifesting a glaive made basically of pure force and light in his hand, and swings directly for its eyes. Eye, singular.
I have a very important question.
Yes.
When you manifest this glaive, does it make any sort of sound?
It doesn't. It's completely silent, like death.
Just like death. Yes, I love it. Make that roll, please.
All right. Fantastic. I'm joining the critical party. He crits on a 19 or 20. Here, I have a question for you. As this thing seems to be rising out of a portal from the demon pits, would this be considered an outsider creature?
Yes.
Okay, good. Little extra damage.
Yes.
All right, so I'll be doing a critical. My criticals are triple, not double. That's right. Yeah. Let's see. What's 37 times 3?
I'm going to get my calculator out for you guys.
I can't brain that one. Hold on a second.
Was it? Did you say 39 times 3?
37 times 3 is
37.
111 points of damage. For attack 1.
You do not. That's your first attack,
Yeah.
of course. So what I will say though, with you doing a catastrophic amount of damage, you do rupture this gigantic eye.
Fantastic.
I would like everyone to make a willpower saving throw. You, Gan, need to make it a disadvantage.
Fair enough.
Because
I'm
of your
right there.
because of your proximity to the eye. Yeah, you're literally in the eye of the storm.
Ooh, not great. That's only an 11.
11. Okay, everyone else, let me know what you got.
22.
22,
26.
26, and Gronk.
27.
27. Okay. So
I accept this blast of damage.
not as high as it could have been. So that is. Oh wow, yeah, that was way lower than I thought it was going to be. Gan, you will take 32 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
For the moment, every magical effect that is on you evaporates as if it was never there. Now, I am not saying that like all of your magical items are now null and void. I'm saying that they stop working at this moment.
Okay.
Everyone else, you all take. What was half? This is 15 points of damage. You all take 15 points of psychic damage, but you are not affected in the similar way. But and now it is. But you have ruptured this giant eye, and just ichor sprays as the aqueous fluid hits you in a watery mass, and then this thick, gelatinous, vitreous fluid just out of the creature and goes flying out. And that vibrating pulse, that scream as it puts up. As it does, all of those like malformed hands like curl into fists. And as they curl into fists, each one splits down the center. And a single red eye emerges out of each one.
Yeah.
Including the ones enveloping the three bystanders, you might say. But that is still now your second attack. But is anything happening to you now that your magic has been temporarily negated?
Well, I guess so. I mean, does it just like affect magic items, or like does it affect my spell casting ability as a warlock?
So it affects any magical effect that is on right now. So if any of your items are giving you a bonus, if any of your items are giving you protection, they cease to function. You haven't cast any spells, so you don't know if your spell casting ability is effective. It's just like,
well, I guess I just mean if it's affecting my inherent like warlock's abilities.
You don't know, but it doesn't. You don't. It's not like you feel like oh, my magic is gone completely.
Okay.
I just wanted if any. Well, let me put it this way: your glaive winks out of existence.
Okay. Because that's part of my that's part of my warlock and like inherent warlock skill, but
yeah,
rather than like,
so it winks out of existence, but not like it's gone forever, just like it's been suppressed or turned off. Does it have an actual handle, or is it entirely light?
It's purely it's like it's an eldritch blast that takes the form of a
Gotcha.
glaive.
Yeah, then it has entirely vanished for this moment.
Okay.
And I wanted to. That's why I wanted to confirm that before you did your second attack.
Would that mean then that I am now plummeting from the sky?
Yes, it will. And I would like you to make or if you would like, I would like you to make a reflex saving throw to attempt to catch hold of this creature, or if you would prefer, to try and do a roll when you land to decrease your damage.
Okay.
You would be falling about 20 feet because you stabbed it in the eye, which is at the top.
Right.
So you can either try to grab hold of the creature, which has benefits of not taking damage, but negatives of that you will now be basically hugging the creature. So it's up to you.
I think I'm going to take my chances in falling.
Okay, so give me a quick roll to take half damage from your fall.
That'd be reflex.
You are going to take... Yes, a reflex. Just give me a quick reflex. So you're going to take 7 points of falling damage. You can half that with a roll.
Yeah, I'm sure that's like a 25.
Yeah, you're fine. So you will take 3 points of fall damage.
Okay.
So that is... but that is not your action. That's just what happens.
Right.
So you still have your remaining attacks.
Am I anywhere near any of the bystanders?
Highs or lows?
Hi.
Yes, you are.
Great.
Let us say, I think for plot, for connection reasons, Eolith, the barmaid, who was just screaming as one of this thing is just flailing about. All of the limbs began flailing and undulating when you stabbed it through the eye.
Okay.
So she is relatively near you.
Okay. I'm assuming that I don't feel like I'm going to be able to manifest my glaive again for this round, at least.
You do not know.
Okay. I mean, I'll run over there and try to do that and see if anything happens. Otherwise, I'm just going to try and break the tentacle.
I am assuming that summoning your glaive is a bonus action.
It's just part of what it's not really. It doesn't really indicate that. It's just it's just on for the round. So I mean, if it's eliminated for the round, it's gone for the round. But that's up to you.
Gotcha. I will actually say that the nature of what happened was related both to the creature, but it was also related to the way you damaged the creature.
Right.
So it was more like a electromagnetic pulse.
Gotcha.
That went out and it shut off everything nearby. So when you come up, your glaive comes back to life and you feel the magic flow back into you.
Okay.
And that was... Let me say it was very good what you did. So,
all right.
Very, very good choice. So yes, your glaive comes back.
All right, so then I will take a swing then at the arm that's holding the fair maiden.
Okay.
Will a 24 hit?
That will hit.
All right. Oh, so laborious counting all these dice.
So much damage.
That's only 24 points of damage.
Only 24. 24. However, y'all have done a tremendous amount of damage to this. So once again, I'm going to say highs or lows. I'm going to go high.
Low.
You go low. Yeah! You sever that limb.
Fantastic.
I rolled a 2. And that also means that Eolith is now falling.
Oh, was she that high up?
So...
Because that was up
she wasn't high up, but there... No. She wasn't high up, but she is falling, and there is a chance that she could be slightly injured just from falling. But there's also a chance she could fall into the lie pit, or what's left
gotcha.
of it, and then continue to fall down. If you want to do anything about that, you need to.
Yeah, I would say I'd want to use my last attack to try and grab her and keep her from falling in the pit or what have you.
Okay. Yes, please do. That is.
Would I call that a grapple?
Straight.
Or just a drag?
Yeah, you can do a grapple.
Okay. Well, yeah.
You can absolutely do a grapple roll for that. It's not contested, obviously.
Oh, nice. 25.
25. So I want you to tell me how you catch her. So she's this huge tentacle is slowly unraveling itself from her. This eye is somehow still gazing at you as it falls to the ground, and she is hurtling and just edging towards the edge of this pit where you saw that falling into it would be super bad. How do you save her?
After the tentacle gets cut off, I grab the stump and pull it and her toward me, basically like turning, making her go into like a little bit of a spin. And as the tentacle pulls away from her, I grab her with both arms, cradle style, and I look at her and say, "Are you all right, fair maiden? You should run."
The look that she gives you is almost indescribable because she is terrified and she is
turned on,
scared out of her mind, and she is so in love with you right now. She is so in love. There is a moment where she leans back. She's wearing like this almost pleasant peasant blouse. She has kind of a very like workman corset on the top. Her brown hair is just flailing everywhere with like little silver bangles, and her elven ears shining in the moonlight. And she just looks at you, and she is in love. She's just like, because you already saved her once,
right?
But she does. She goes, yeah, run, yes, run, and she starts to run. But she manages to somehow still look back at you as she looks back at Gan as his face is illuminated by his glowing eldritch glaive. And is that the end of your turn?
That is.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, everybody. Guess whose turn it is?
Here it goes.
It is the Doppelgiant's turn. Now, first, I want to say it is really, really good that Gan did what he did, because the primary attack of this creature has been disabled. So,
you're welcome.
Good for you guys. Good for you guys. However, that ain't the only attack.
Still got a 500,000 arms. Ooh.
Yeah. I'm going to handle this in a very specific way. We're going to go down the list. So first, Dragonchoked, Corvus. I keep wanting to call you Dragonchoked. So that is a 27 to hit. Does that hit?
That depends on what it is.
It is a grapple.
Yes, that hits.
Okay.
I'm not even going to try and avoid that.
So one of these things wraps around you. You are now grappled.
Can I get a chance to use Escape Artist
on your turn?
As an action.
You can on your turn. It's not your turn.
Not even as my reflex?
Not before it gets to attack.
Okay.
Okay. Not before it lets you get to attack. It has a plus 12 to grapple.
Yeah, okay.
And is pretty good at that. But I have a question for you. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So a 1d10. I would like you, Corvus, to roll a 1d10, please.
Okay.
Tell me the number.
There it is. Keep getting the tens mixed up with the single digits. Not that it matters, I can just take 10 from it, but okay. That's a 3.
3? Okay. You were not part of that campaign, part of the campaign of the original. Corvus wasn't, I should say. Or, I don't think he No, that was still the great and lost Osokai. But somewhere you can hear the wizard Casper saying, "Sleep!" And I need you to make a saving throw.
I'm immune to sleep.
And
I love it so much. So tell me what it looks like. This eye looks at you, and then and this magic glow comes out and catches you dead in the eyes, and it has no effect on you. What does that look like?
Corvus just blinks.
And there's almost like this confusion. Like it's not really able to make that many expressions, as it's an eye on a hand tentacle. But if possible, it looks confused. And I would say, based on that, I will let you try to escape right now, to break out of the grapple.
The fact that it was like sleep, Corvus goes, no.
Makes that Bugs Bunny blinking sound.
Yeah. He even blinks like off kilter, like one eye blinks faster than the other one, so it's just like a This is his lazy blink. Alright, so my escape artist is plus 23.
Pretty bad.
No, that's too bad.
So that's a 19 plus 23.
Yeah. So you easily break free. Do you have anything to help with falls?
I'm a birdman.
Yep. So I think you're okay with the falls. I think you're okay with the falls. If I wasn't a birdman, I'd have a good amount of tumble anyway, but I'm a birdman. I can just kind of half shift and sort of float to the ground. Gotcha. So, Gronk, give me highs or lows.
Highs.
High. In your favor, there is only 2 attacking you. Oh my god, they're both very bad. One of them, though, is a 20. Does a 22 hit?
No.
No?
Nope.
The other one definitely didn't hit. So tell me how you evade 2 giant arm tentacles coming at you.
Gronk stands there, shoulders hunched with his spear, and just spins it with a quick backhand with surprising strength, hitting the tentacles away as if they were nothing but flies, and the giant would feel as if it had been slapped by something of its own size.
I love it as you stand firm and you feel your gods are both with you. And I would also like a high or low from you, Elenora.
All right. Hi.
Oh, that also good. So that is a 16. I'm guessing that's probably not going to hit. But that one is a 26. Does a 26 hit?
Yes.
Okay, so you are grappled, and I actually should have done grapple damage just from the grapple itself, but I forgot to do it for Corvus, so I'm not gonna inflict it upon you. But I do want you to roll 1 to 10. Give me a 1d10 roll and tell me what number you get.
5.
Ooh. Okay, I would like you to make a fortitude saving throw.
No, did she roll disintegrate?
Ooh. That is a 26.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, we're not fighting a weird beholder monster of any kind.
What was that roll? Sorry.
26.
Okay, so you do succeed, so that's really good. The good news is this is not technically a high-level creature. It's also not a low-level creature, so...
As Goldilocks
yeah, that's
would say.
That is way lower than it could have been. Oh my gosh. So it only does 30 points of damage and half of that. So it only did. By the way, when I say low, this potentially could have done 20 d6 points of damage.
What type of damage is it?
What? Yeah.
This is. What is disintegrate damage?
Force damage? I can't.
I guess it's force damage.
Is it magical?
Yeah, I mean it's magical. I don't know if it's like necrotic or. I don't see anything here that actually says the type of damage that necrotic it is.
Magical energy force damage.
Oh, wait. A creature that makes successfully saves is partially affected, taking only 5d6 points of damage, not half. Oh, so let me re-roll. I want to be fair.
Disintegration is not a typed damage, so no energy resistance is possible.
Oh.
Interesting.
Actually, that is slightly more, so I'm going to let you take the least of the two. So it's just 15. So
there's no resistance to disintegrate. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
It's all right.
no, you cannot resist it, but you did successfully save, so that was really, really good. And also, it rolled very low. But yes, you feel a beam strike you, and tell me like what you do while you're being grappled by this thing to mitigate this damage, so that it doesn't strike you dead in the chest and blow a hole inside you.
While being taken up and grappled, she's trying to completely wiggle and twist her way out, and using the momentum to try and flip slightly to the side, trying to force it to turn its hand with her as she tries to dodge.
Now, because you were affected, I am not going to let you escape on your round. On this round, however, you will be able to try to escape next time. But we aren't done yet. There's
damage?
Also Gronk. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 15 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was really, really low, considering you got hit with a disintegration beam.
Yeah.
Really, really low. Also, Gronk, would you give me highs or lows?
Highs again.
Oh, sorry, no, Gan. Sorry, Gan.
Sorry, we have both.
Highs
Yeah,
and
both have G names.
Yeah, I got the G's messing me up. Yep.
Low.
Ooh, you are so lucky. I rolled a 2. I usually do a 4-sided dice, so it's only 2. So one definitely misses. The other is a 22. Will that hit?
It will not.
I didn't think it would. So how do you deflect these two tentacles coming at you?
I don't. They just bounce off me.
I love it. I love it. What armor are you wearing again? You said it earlier.
It's mithril plate.
Yeah. Okay.
You haven't been watching anime by any chance, have you, James?
no, but he's definitely anime-ish.
He's definitely an anime pro tag.
Yeah.
So, just so y'all know, lest you feel too bad, there was only a 10% chance for each of them. On this round, Jackson and Gwendolyn are literally torn in half.
Oh no!
There is a rending scream, which in your back of your mind, Gan, part of you can think, "Ooh, I'm really glad I got to her." And there was nothing else y'all could do because it was relatively high in the thing. They are just ripped in half. Both of them essentially, the tentacle just contracting, and it just tears right through the half of them. They are instantly dead, and part of their body falls into the lye pit. Their screams almost immediately cut off. They are both very, very dead, and you realize, Gan, if you had not done what you did, Elith would almost certainly have suffered the same fate. So, yeah. This thing is ridiculously strong. It wasn't even really trying to do that. That was just it writhing. And that will now bring it to Elenora. Elenora, what would you like to do?
Mess it up. Mess it up.
So
You are standing on the ground. Oh, I'm sorry. No, what am
I'm
I
like-
saying? I was thinking
I'm,
that
confused.
you are grappled by this creature. My brain is trying to think of two things at once. You are grappled by this creature.
All right. I thought I just had my turn.
No.
You're going
you
to
were
what?
reacting.
Yeah, that was a
reacting.
reaction.
All right.
Yeah.
Then,
yeah, you are. This is now your full turn.
Since it has damaged me, I can cast Hellish Rebuke on it, which is
Yes, you
2d12.
can. Okay.
All right, 2d12. Sorry. So that is 13 in fire damage.
Nice.
Yeah,
It is
let's
not
see.
resistant.
Why do I get the feeling Riley just emptied an entire box of dice onto the table? This is a long time to calculate.
No, I'm trying to sort through and figure out what I can do now that I'm grappled.
Okay.
Because I have all my
Now you
spells.
can attack while grappled.
Sorry, you cut out.
As long as-
What was that?
You can attack while grappled.
Can. Okay.
But
As long as your arms aren't pinned, which Michael did not say
Right.
they were pinned,
Okay.
you're
that's
fine.
where
They
I
are not.
was. That's where I was confused.
Yeah, this-
All right.
the tentacle is wrapped around your waist.
Okay.
So you are
Nice.
free to
It's
wave your
Okay.
hands however much you need to wave to fire off your nuclear spells.
You can
All
wave
right.
your hands in the air in it, like almost as if you did not care.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm going to use my Cat O' Nine Tails, and we're going to make our first attack.
I love it. Give it. Let's hear it. Let's see it.
That
We're there.
is a. That will be. That is a 39 to hit.
That will hit. 39 will hit.
Wow.
All right.
What? Wow. Okay.
You're level 15, man.
Okay.
You guys are broken.
And we can still get
But-
stronger.
But somebody broke my bad guy's main attack, so you know.
It's another dare just telling the enemy to go away, and it does. Exploding.
All right. So that's a base of 40 points of damage, and then let me do my spell.
40 points of damage base.
Just off the cuff, just a little, little appetizer.
All right, and that casts Inflict Serious Wounds, which is 3d8. Let's see. Take those out.
We power gaming, boys.
There's
Oh, it's going to be fun from here on out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I went into this fully knowing that Corvus was going to be like the weakest link.
and that is 11 additional points of damage plus 15 necrotic damage on top of that.
Okay, now in a beautiful setting, I swear, I was gonna let Gronk do something too, but in fairness of damage, this will destroy this creature. So two things. First, I want you, Elenora, to tell me what it looks like when you destroy this 22-foot tall doppelganger eye monster with your Cat O' Nine Tails. And then Gronk, I want to know what you are going to do to help keep her falling into the pit as it is dragged backwards by inertia. But first, Elenora, tell me what you're going to do, what it looks like.
After she casts Hellish Rebuke as her defense against being attacked, she steadies herself, closes her eyes, raises her Cat O' Nine Tails, and hits it against the monster, opening her eyes as they match the color that the Cat O' Nine Tails spell as it inflicts serious wounds. and she throws it back as it withers and writhes in pain from the damage. You can see it shaking, and you can almost feel the muscles and the veins pulsing in pain as it dies.
I love it. I love it as that necrotic energy just rocks through its body.
You enjoyed that too much, Ryan.
It was a thing of beauty. Put that on a t-shirt. As literally its midsection just splits open like a rotten grape, and its entrails just outwards, and its top half towers backwards into the pit, and you are being dragged along with it. So, Gronk, is there something that you would like to do to try and help Elenora as she is being pulled down into the pits with this creature?
Why, yes. So, Gronk, as he steps forward, this mal-shaped half-orc that his eyes are too big, the scars are so many across his face, missing parts of his ears, tufts of hair growing out of odd places. You hear him grumble something to his gods, and as he strides forward, his size begins to double, and it grows bigger. And as he takes a third step, he prays another prayer, and his size doubles again. He is now the size of a small storm giant. And
Kaiju fight!
And he grabs hold of this creature with his massive hands and easily picks it up, turns it, and sets it down on the ground, crushing it into the earth with just bare physical strength.
And for decades afterwards, the inhabitants of this town will tell the story of the day that is he an orc or half orc?
He's a half orc, but the other half is not human.
There you go. As this half orc towered above the Horse Siren Inn, and unfortunately, Elenora, this is how stories mutate, and it ripped in half this monster that had come out of the pits and set it down, even though it was you, Elenora, who did it. But, they didn't see that part. And there's a moment where you were just standing up victorious over everything. And the villagers all look up in awe, especially the many patrons of the Horse Siren Inn. And Jane, who is the owner, is looking outside and saying, "Oh my gosh, I should have charged extra for this." And that's where we'll end! Demon Webs, Descent into the Demon Webs, Part 2. Great job, everybody.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
For everybody else.
That was fantastic. So we are going to be setting up a Patreon, everyone. Does anyone happen to remember off the top of their head the Patreon?
Patreon.com/chafing armor.
Patreon.com/chafing armor. We're going to have extra stuff and content on there for you. So make sure and go and check that out. But it is going to be very fun, and we will be coming right back next time with Part 3 of Descent into the Demon Webs. But until then, we'll roll with you soon. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.